So here I've got the ERYONE Matte Rainbow Filament. This is a PLA and it's the watercolour version. It has all these beautiful graduations in lovely pastel tones. See if you can see it a bit better with this one. I should get myself better cameras, but that would involve spending money. And if I spend money on cameras, I can't spend money on wonderful filaments and bits for the printers. So yeah, when I first tried out matte filament, when it first came out, I just found it was disastrous stuff. So I gave up and just burnt it as draft print material in the end. But then when I circled back to it more recently, it turns out there was nothing wrong with the filament. I just wasn't tuning properly for it. It likes to be a lot cooler than normal PLA and stuff. I think I print this at about 190. So having tried out a couple of normal matte PLAs, this one came along, and normally I find with rainbow filament, the trouble is, unless you're printing really big things, you don't hit the transitions. The transitions on this stuff is a lot quicker. So like on this little pen pot here, you can see when it started, it was just coming out of the bluey green colour, and it's gradually transitioned into the lilac or purple. And it's just come out really clean. And this stuff has a slightly different texture to it. It's not clay, but it's kind of that slightly rougher surface. So you've got to be a bit more careful about your filament path, because if it's too sharp an angle going into the extruder, for example, it can snag or it can just wear the edge down. But bar a few false starts like that, once I've got it tweaked and tuned my profile, this stuff's coming out lovely. So I've now got a working profile for matte filament, and here where this was larger, you can really see how quickly it's hitting those colour boundaries, because it's coming out of the pink, it's gone straight through the green and back into this blue colour, and you can see it all the way down inside as well. And that's great, because I don't like having to print ginormous things just so I can get the rainbow effect, and nor do I like having a lot of things on the bed all printing at the same time, because you tend to get either stringing, sorry I bumped the camera there, or one will go over and it'll take the rest out. So here's one of my fidget toys. It's got nice and clean, and although the bolt didn't hit the colour transition, the ends have come out nicely in a slightly different tone, because what I did, I was printing two of these at once, or back to back rather. So I printed the bolt section and then the nut and the head, and then I printed a couple of other bits to push it into a different colour boundary, and I printed this bolt and these parts, and you can obviously mix and match them. It really shows off those lovely pastel colours. I'm forever giving these things away to friends and family, because I print loads of them as testers. But if I'm not careful, my house would just fill up with random printed stuff. And then I love the way it's just followed the colour boundaries on this. This is quite a large spinning top. Now it won't spin because I'm on camera. Oh, not as bad as last time I tried this. It fell off the desk and snapped this part. And here's a tiny one. So obviously that missed the colour changes. And we've got a trolley token. And then last of all, I ran off some of these. These are just like a fidget chain. The good thing with this is you can print it in loads of different colours and overlap the parts. So, another cracking filament from ERYONE. And this was the Matte Rainbow PLA in watercolour. I'm going to set this aside now till I've got a perfect project to really show it off.